What's up, guys? It's your boy Big Al coming back to you again. This is video number 2 for the night. This video is going to cover picking a good company, good companies, what to look for, pay, home time, recruiters, a packing list, expectations, trainers. Well, trainers will be in the next video. Alright, so let's get right into it. It's been a long day. I just drove from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, all the way down to Augusta, Georgia. I'm stopping here for the night. Got a load of candy, lint, truffles. These bad boys, lint truffles. Load on it weighs 14,000 pounds. My total gross right now, or net, as you want to say, is 48.2. So very light load. Wouldn't be taking this to across Wyoming. Alright, picking a good company. Remember, all bad things, no matter what you do in life, come in threes. Always. You have everything that's bad will give you 3 warning signs, basically. Bad pay, bad equipment, bad miles. That should tell you it's probably bad company. And the biggest thing is, if you have to think twice about doing something out here, it's probably stupid. That was a very good motto we used to go by in the military. If you have to think twice about doing something, 9 times out of 10 it's probably stupid, so don't do it. So keep that in mind also when you out here and when you get started out here. Pay. Alright, what's good pay? Well, let's start from the beginning of the whole process. Okay, you're gonna fill out your you're gonna pick your company. All right, you're gonna have to give and take a little bit. It's not just gonna be something that just rah, hey, you know, every company's different. Some people have better pay packages than the others, but some that pay different might have a different home time package. So you have to look into all that: 401ks, health insurance, just everything, equipment, lanes. Because everything fluctuates in this industry. Everything fluctuates. Everything from time all the way down to what type of fuel you're using, or, well, not necessarily what type of fuel you're using, but where you're getting fuel from, to what type of load you're running, what type of lane you're running. You would barely getting started, you would get a lot of experience in different loads, and that's kind of the part of the reason why you can get a feel for what you like and what you don't like. Now, excuse me. Now, if you like OTR, I kind of did the opposite spectrum of things. I started out local, regional, and then went full-blown OTR. Now, there's a wide range of varieties of different types of trucking lanes and loads and company stuff to do. There's probably tens of thousands of different jobs. I've seen one where it's called a jet setter or a jet driver, where they fly you to different regions of the country just to drive trucks for a couple weeks, and you fly back to your home terminal. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. That's the beginning of the process. You figure out what company fits you. Okay. By doing that, you need to do your research. Okay. You're not gonna get research on Yelp. You're not gonna get research on Facebook, or research on, hey, your buddy from next door or something, or I hearsay. You have to do the legwork. Never go by what another person tells you for a company. Always go and experience that person, or listen to a person in person, or listen to a conversation in person make your decision for yourself. Never make your decision about a company based off somebody else's say or problems at a company, because you're gonna always run into two different types of drivers at a company: the happy ass driver and the bitter ass driver. All day, every day, you will see it when you go into the terminal. You will see the one driver that walks around with his company coffee cup, because I'm one of those guys, and I will tell you the reason why you're not making miles is because you're probably not running. Then you got this bitter ass guy that's turned down lows and have to sit and this, that, and the third. Then he's not getting good miles, and so he's bitter and he's going to complain about the company. All companies have different things, so don't expect every company to be the same for you, what you got going on in your house. You need to figure out what running style is best for you and your household. Always bring your spouse or your family into what you're doing, because once you make this decision, this is one of the biggest decisions that you're gonna make, and it's gonna test your relationship. I don't care what job you get out here, getting into trucking will strain and test your relationship. So if you don't think you're ready for it, don't come out here. All right. Pay. Somebody asked me what's a good starting pay. I'd say a fair, decent starting pay is 38 cents a mile. That's kind of low still, but people just not paying what real good money. It's just, I've heard of 29.5 cents. I don't even know how you get a 0.5. I've heard of 32 cents, 36 cents, 37 cents. I can tell you now, I think Pride Transport starts people off at 32 cents a mile. I don't know about you, but if you calculate the math, that's not very good money. Okay, CPM can hurt you or help you. If you get lucky enough to get with one of those companies that pay salary, a decent salary. All right, so if a company says our company drivers average $48,000 a week, a year, that's probably not the company for you. I'm just being honest, because I'm focused on maybe 1,000 a week or more, which is, it's very hard and very rare to do. Starting off, like I said, I was lucky. I'm not saying everybody's gonna be that lucky. You got to take your stripes where they come. I look at that and I say that's not for me. Now, if it says our drivers average $52,000 to $50,000 a year, okay, now we can look. Okay, now we can look in more and see where we can come to some type of agreement on something. Then I might talk to a recruiter. I haven't even put an application in yet. Grill the hell out of your recruiter. Grill the hell out of your recruiter. Do not hesitate to talk to your damn recruiter, because they're gonna grill you. They're gonna ask tons of questions: background, license, experience, where you live, you got any felonies and all this. Well, you flip the script around. You take a pen and a pad and you write down questions what to ask a recruiter. And if he don't give you the answer you're looking for, then you already know that that's probably not the company for you. Don't get timid by recruiters. Recruiters are they're gonna lie to you. Their job is to get you in the door. You handle the recruiter. Don't let the recruiter handle you. Don't settle. You don't have to settle. You don't have to sign a contract. You don't have to go to work for somebody for 32 cents a mile. You don't have to do none of these things. Can you? Yes. In the last resort, probably. But stay optimistic about finding a pretty decent job. I know it's a couple carriers out there that's paying 38 cents a mile, and if you're a veteran, they'll give you a little 2-cent bump. Don't be afraid to chase it. Don't be afraid to try to negotiate. If they say, all right, we're gonna give you 37.5 cents a mile, how the hell you gonna give me 37.5 cents a mile? Why don't you just give me 38 and I'll come on and sign over? Just negotiate. Most of these guys will negotiate. I did that with Schneider when I went over to their local system they had there. I was pulling LTL freight, and I was moving Target trailers back and forth across town from a place called Uson Logistics back over to Lacey, Washington, which is like a 30-mile round trip. Well, it's 14 one way, 14 back the other, or something like that. It wasn't that. It literally, I sucked because I was getting $12.50 a week salary Monday through Friday, and I might have had one load to go across town and come back. I might have had two. I might have had six. Or I would have had to run LTL freight from Portland to Seattle, and I was done for the night. But I got bored with it, sitting in traffic and stuff like that. That wasn't my thing. So I went regional and then went OTR. But however people want to do it, it's up to them. Like I said, handle the recruiters. Don't let them handle you, because you're leaving your family. You're leaving your loved ones. You're out there on the road with a trainer or by yourself. Don't let a recruiter lie to you. Well, they're gonna lie to you, but don't believe him. Don't sign to a company because of what a recruiter says. Go and experience. Do your research. If you're talking to a recruiter and that terminal is in your hometown, hey man, I want to come check out your terminal and your equipment and stuff and just see how you guys run things. I did that when I went to Interstate. Their home terminal was in my city. I talked to the recruiter over there and said, hey man, how about me just coming through and sit down and talk to you, and I'll talk to you, some of the guys, and I just want to take a look at the operations. I haven't even put an application in. I talked to some of the DMs. I went to the driver's lounge, chopped it up with a couple drivers, and then the recruiter took me out on the yard and showed me around. Interstate was a great company. They just didn't pay enough for me. I like the way they did things. Like I said, you handle the recruiters and research that booty off until you get the answers you want. Will you grab 38 cents a mile out the gate? It's very unlikely. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Don't let nobody tell you it's impossible, or you gotta look for it. You gotta dig for it and research it. 38 cents is nowhere near enough for you to do what you need to do, but it's a good starting point. Alright, so packing list. Alright, each company is gonna give you a packing list. The question that I got from one of the guys that I used to work with was, why don't you tell them about some of the things that they can bring on the truck with them instead of just bringing a duffel bag. However, that is true. Bringing a duffel bag is okay, but however, I tell my students, when you come on the truck, I want you to have every single thing that makes you comfortable, because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to be able to concentrate on what you're doing up here in front of this wheel. Okay? And I tell them straight up, hey, whatever the hell you need, you tell me, we're going to get it right now. Okay? I'll make sure you got it, because it's our job to make sure your health and welfare is straight out here. A good way to pack is, you need at least 5 pairs of clothes, not 5 different changing shirts and 3 pants. You need 5 outfits. Okay, you need 5 bottoms, 5 tops, 5 pairs of drawers, a pack of socks. Bring a pair of boots, a pair of tennis shoes, and a pair of comfortable shoes like Crocs, slippers, house shoes, whatever make your bunions feel nice when you're riding down the road in the passenger seat. All right. The reason why I say that, because if you sit in this passenger seat with your boots on all day, and you ain't doing nothing, and the heat's cracking on them things, and your feet gonna smell like pretty nasty. It's gonna smell like Cheetos and burnt rubber, and it's just not gonna be nice up in here. And I'm probably gonna put you out the 3rd or 4th day for personal hygiene. I'm just saying, we're gonna keep it real. I understand some people got a feet problem, but golly, you know what I'm saying? Tighten it up. You want to bring enough hygienic products for at least 10 days. Not the travel size crap. Not the 3 ounces or whatever. Tell your trainer you need to go to Walmart or whoever while you're sitting at the hotel playing spades or on POF.com or whatever you guys doing over there, hitting the clubs and stuff like that, go to Walmart, get you a big bottle of shampoo, get you a big bottle of Scope, some Colgate, a toothbrush, some baby wipes, hand sanitizer, Lysol wipes. Did I say baby wipes? I probably said baby wipes. If I didn't, you can never have enough baby wipes. I learned that in the Army. Get you a raincoat, solid coat, pretty big, decent coat, a fleece, a pullover, a light jacket, whatever the case for mild weather. A pair of work gloves, a pair of decent work gloves. And what else? You want a pair of sunglasses probably. You're probably going to need a pair of sunglasses. A lot of these trucks, they're not, once you moving into the east or to the west or whatever, when the sun rises, the sun is like bang right there. So you got to have sunglasses. Pen and paper. Pen and paper. I tell my students all the time, don't rely on the Qualcomm and don't rely on your phone to get your load information. It's great. These are great tools to use, but never give up on trusty dandy, handy dandy paper. Always. The next thing I would tell them to get is a nice cell phone with a decent plan with unlimited data or something. The biggest one out right now, I think, is AT&T. I think they got the best package. It's $65 for you get unlimited data, unlimited calling, and call, text, and all that stuff. Everything's unlimited on the $65 a month plan. The only thing is, they got some really crappy phones. Unless you got an AT&T iPhone or AT&T phone you want to bring over, or an unlocked phone, they charge you nothing for a SIM card. You can walk into an AT&T and say, hey, I want a SIM card. Now, I'm not plugging these guys. I'm just telling you, because they do have, out here, you need a cell phone. You need some type of data, because you need the next thing that I'm about to talk about. Put Google Maps on that phone. The reason why you're going to put Google Maps on that phone is because while you're out training or out driving, your GPS, never go by your GPS. Use your Google Maps. You can look at turns. You can look at how to approach your shipper. If you're coming in off the 81 and you know that it's a right-hand turn, and you know where they have the little ditches there, and you don't want to risk dragging your tail down into a ditch or something, you can use Google Maps to scan ahead. It's like radar for me. You could scan ahead to find a turnaround spot, because a U-turn in a big truck is a no-no. If you see somebody doing a U-turn in a big truck, more power to them, and hey, great job, but it will catch up to you one day. U-turns are a very bad idea in a truck. So I use Google Maps. If I'll pass my turn, I'll pull over to the side of the road. If it's a shoulder there, I'll pull out my Google Maps. I'll zoom in and say, okay, there's a parking lot a quarter mile up the road past this right here on Brigham Drive. Okay, I can swing in here and I can loop around and come right back out. Google Maps. Do not follow Google Maps. It's not truck savvy. Do not follow Google Maps. Somebody may or may not have hit a bridge, not me, off of Google Maps. If you're gonna download a GPS to your phone, 120 is a great one, but it does take up a lot of space on your phone data wise. I have used, when I was running for a local container company called Graham Truck, and I ran 120 in the truck because we swapped trucks so much. Me pulling my GPS and stuff out, it just didn't get it for me. But those are some of the things the basic things that you can take in the training with you. I understand a lot of people won't have the money to buy a lot of these things, but these are some of the things when you get your first advance, or you get your first paycheck, you can pick these items up. If you can afford to pick them up before orientation, great. If you can't, make you a list, okay? And I think for expectations, the one was, what can I expect from my company upon arrival and first year? Probably. Okay. I'll answer that question for you. What to expect? A lot of grinding. You gotta grind. You gotta grind to get where you need to be. Alright? The only way you're gonna grind is you gotta get to work. You gotta understand you're gonna come out here and put in some long, hard hours for cheap pay. If you've been in the military, you're used to it. Suck it up. Hey, look at the long end. I'm sorry. Look at the end where you're trying to get to instead of looking right now. Understand where you're trying to go. You need to mentally prepare yourself before you come out here. You're gonna be away from home. You're gonna be away from family and friends. You're not gonna be cut off from the world, but it gets tough out here by yourself sometimes. And what I want you to do, if you do, is just focus on what you're doing at the task at hand. I find driving therapeutic. It gets my mind off a lot of things that done happened in the past, far as army, personal life, whatever the case may be. Because when I'm on the road, I'm only focusing on the road. I'm not worried about all this other stuff. Because the worst thing that you can do is get into a full-blown shouting argument with your significant other on the road. You're going to hurt a lot of people, because that's part of being distracted on the road. Another expectation is reintegrating yourself into your household every time you go home for home time. You have to understand that your significant other has taken over that house. They're doing everything that you once did before you left. So when you get back, you're no longer big bad poppy. You need to reintegrate yourself. You just can't come in snatching the children up like, you go over here and you do this. And they are used to mommy. You gotta work yourself back in there slowly, because at sometimes when you go home, I can honestly tell you, you can only deal with your family so much before you get irritated. And that's when the different things happen. The domestic violence, the arguments, the growing apart happens, because you force yourself back in instead of reintegrating yourself with your family. Because when you left 4 weeks ago, your little girl didn't even know her ABCs. You come back, now she's writing her name and she know the telephone number. Or the same thing like my little girl. When I left, my beautiful little baby, she wanted me to feed her. Every time you look around, she had her mouth open. I was feeding her with a spoon. I come back off the road, she's feeding herself. And I'm like, oh my God, she doesn't need me no more. Those are the type of changes you got to prepare yourself and your body for. You also have to prepare financially for the situation. It is a struggle for like the first month, but once you get the rolling and get the ball rolling and understand the lanes, the systems, and all that stuff, you'll get into a flow and you will eventually make some income. So the first month is where you kind of need the most grinding at. You need to get it, and get it quick, fast, and in a hurry, but understand quality over quantity. Understand that no matter what you do out here on the road, it's quality over quantity. If they tell you you need to speed up in this lane, don't worry about it. You worry about the safety of the lane. Do you have your proper following distance? Is this car, check car to your left, check car to your right, check my mirrors 3 times before I merge. Whatever the case may be, never, it's always quality over quantity, no matter what you do out here. Next, you need to expect a lot of pressure. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. It gets a little hectic sometimes, and they're gonna put a little pressure on you just to see if you're gonna make it or break it. Last but not least, just remember what you out here for. What's the goals you're trying to achieve? Don't come out here without goals. If you don't have goals, there's no reason for you to be out here. You should have a start point, a middle point, and an apex of where you're trying to get. Okay? You need to set some goals for yourself. Don't just come out here blindsided and saying, okay, I'm just going out here for a job. Because a job is something you hate going to. A career is something you love doing. and I love my trucking career. So that's how I look at things. And remember, try to stay positive as possible, because if you stay at it, it will get better. And the biggest thing that I could say is the worst thing that you can do, the worst, absolute worst thing that you can do is abandon a truck under a load. Okay, no matter what the case may be, if the situation's not working out at that company, you call and say, hey, I need you to get me a load back to the main terminal or where you need to go. I need to bring you your equipment back because this is not working for me. Never ever quit under a load, and never ever leave your equipment at a truck stop or wherever the case may be. The worst thing you can have is an abandonment on your deck. Okay. That was my second video. Probably gonna try to get on trainers next, but it is a little tiring right now. So like I said, thanks for the support. If you want even if you just want to talk about something, or you stressed out on the road or anything like that, DM me at Flamingo Team 6 on Instagram. You can hit me on Snap at Long334, or you can hit me up on email, Big Al 1114 at gmail.com. Big Al 1114 at gmail.com. Don't hesitate to hit me up with questions, or if you need advice on anything like that. I will help you out from tips, tricks, directions if I can, anything that you need to help you get by out here on the road. Even if you park right next to me and say, hey, you Big Al, hey man, you got some toilet tissue? I'm like, nah, I got some booty wipes though. You want some booty wipes? I'll toss them out the window to you. That's the type of person I am. Because out here where we are, we're getting away from the day and age where when I grew up, well, my dad was trucking and owned a trucking company. M&M Roads Transportation, by the way, for y'all fact checkers. My old man owned that, and Big Al's Tire Service in Montgomery, Alabama, for y'all fact checkers. So I've been in this for a while. What we've got from the day and age where my dad, when he had his company, his tire company, it was geared towards owner-operators. The owner-operators could come in there and get a set of 8 tires and put $1,000 down and pay credit and get stuff done and have a tab. But that went away after people started abusing the system. What he instilled in me at that point was, son, you always do what you can to help the next man. The reason why is because you don't know what the next man can help you with. And if you listen to that, now everybody don't get your help, okay? That's just it. There's some crazy people out in the world, but when you can lend a hand, and that's where we need to be at out here on the road. We're all a family out here. And if you see your brother need a shower, or you see a brother need a meal, if you see an owner-operator stealing hot dogs out of Love's, go buy that man a meal and take it to him, because he's struggling. If you can afford it, if you can tip the guy for the shower, you can get your brother a meal. We're a family out here. Everybody ought to work together. I've done it. I've bought people meals that was out here and they just couldn't. I seen it, and I just seen a guy. He's standing there eating a pack of crackers and a Coke, and he just dirty. Here you go, man. I ain't got much. Here you go. I got you a $5 meal and a Coke. And the man just started crying. Don't be hesitating to help somebody out here. That's what's wrong with us right now. Pass your blessings off to the next person. I'm not a super motivative person. I can motivate that ass, but it's not the way you want to. But I keep it like on the civilian side and a tone. But man, we gotta do a better job of helping each other out. And that's kind of why I started these videos, because we kind of got from the age in YouTube where we went from helping from people from weigh-in, checking oil, pre-trip and all this stuff, to now it's all geared towards entertainment is geared towards leasing, is geared towards owner operating, which is great knowledge, because it's a step up from where we started from. But you know, we got to remember the young gunners coming in, and that's kind of where I'm trying to be at right now, which I have no problem with. None of the guys doing what they think. Like, any type of information you can get from somebody is knowledge, because knowledge is power. And if you knock anybody for dumping knowledge out here, then you're just a coward and you just can't do this yourself. So don't knock nobody down that's trying to do something to help somebody else. Encourage and support. I promise you, I might not have all the answers. I say that all the time, but I can point you in the direction to somebody who does. And if you see me out there and you need anything, or you just trying to get squared away, give me a yell. I'll stop what I'm doing and come see if I can help you. All right? Even if it's just a, what's up, homie? What's up, big boy? What's cracking? You know what I'm saying? All right, man, that's my time. That's my time. I appreciate you guys for checking me out. Hope you find this knowledgeable. Like, comment, whatever. I'm not monetizing this, but if I was, well, just pass the knowledge off. That's the only thing I want to get out of this, is you passing the knowledge off to the next person. Like I say, shout out to them YTTA boys. Shout out to the whole team RG Global. Shout out to my mentor Mike Tillich. And just everybody just stay up. Everybody stay up, stay straight. All right, salute to you. Peace out.